All right, so y'all know today look a little different because we shooting somewhere else and we doing a little special thing today. Today I got a special guest, one of our bros. We actually all just got done shedding, so we tired, but we finna go ahead and knock this thing out. So we got my brother here, Jason Fletcher. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother. After I already did though.
Reese. Reese. He's an action figure. Reese. My name is Jason Fletcher, and I love you guys. And I want to tell you that the Lord has been good, and his mercy endureth forever. Thank you.
All right, so as y'all might already can tell, we all get together. It's always a funny time. We always clowning and having conversations, but it's never a dull moment. Like, there's always something to laugh about with these two, literally. So if we just buzz out laughing today, don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Just laugh with us. Or else, I'm gonna tell Reese to beat you up.
And he will do it.
He will do it. He will do it. Y'all seen the Terminator, Reese. He will do it. But yeah, fellas. So we finna talk about a couple things today. The first thing that I want to actually talk about. This is a thing that I noticed in the black community. It's a word. It's called nepotism. So I think nepotism is a good thing and a bad thing, but I think it's a lot of weird connotations around nepotism. So while we get into that, Reese, what you think nepotism is?
Basically establishing yourself, but not just for yourself, for the generation after.
Jason, what do you think nepotism is?
I believe it's the same as that thing, setting up not only yourself, but your children's children, your children's children, your children's children.
All right, we get it, okay? Well, I like to chime in and tell you guys, you're both wrong. Both of you. You're both wrong. I mean, y'all kind of right. But nepotism is basically passing something down. So it's like y'all said, establish yourself to pass something down. It's not always earned per se, or it's not always deserved as people may think. But it's like favor, you know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. Say favor ain't fair, but it's on me. So you know what I'm saying? But the reason I brought this topic up for y'all is because the black community, we tend to like kind of hate on people, nepotism, and we like to say, "Oh, he only there because your daddy." So what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that should be celebrated. That's you live your life for the generation after you. Right. Why do we glorify crappy parents? And I use that very loosely. But why do we glorify parents that can't do anything for us? For their children growing like, oh, you got it on a silver spoon. And it was good too.
Right.
It was good on that silver spoon.
Right.
It ain't taste bad. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not, this isn't a crap on parents episode for the record. This is just like, we shouldn't hate on people that did well for their kids. That's the moral of the story. And the first topic about is LeBron James.
Yeah.
Yes. We know LeBron James, the GOAT.
Yes.
Okay. Security. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
I'm an MJ dude.
Yeah, MJ dude.
Security, get him out of here, please.
Hello, man. Michael Jordan. You know the name. Show me shoes.
So he got some good shoes.
You talking about shoes?
You know the name.
Jordan is the GOAT of shoes. Nobody will ever.
You right about that. You right about that.
Come close.
But the fact of the matter is this: LeBron James used his influence and power in the Lakers, obviously, to get his son drafted. Yeah. I think that's something that should be celebrated.
Right.
What's been going on is I know this happened a long time ago, but what's going on is a lot of people, they find fault in that. Oh, he shouldn't have been drafted. He shouldn't get. I ain't never in my life seen so much people care about the 55th pick in the NBA draft. Never have I seen that ever before. But for some, you can't even name the past two 55th picks in the NBA.
Right.
But for some reason, just because LeBron's son, everybody's got him on a microscope and they criticizing the man unfairly. I mean, he is LeBron's son. We understand that, but you know what I'm saying? It's like the sins of the father go to the son. But even though LeBron ain't really do nothing to nobody, but you get what I'm saying. So go on, whichever one.
I personally think it should be celebrated. You know what I'm saying? I do it for my boy, and I'll be doggone if somebody has something to say about it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
I think it's funny because, first of all, LeBron is he's the greatest.
This is true.
I had to come to the realization of that. What are you going to tell somebody that scored the most points in the NBA? Almost the most assists and rebounds too. He's coming close to that as well. But it's like, why? It's like the ghetto mentality. Like, let's just keep us poor. Just keep us in the ghetto. Let's just, let's celebrate being poor.
right.
I call it poverty pollution.
Yeah, like, why? It's always celebrated, but people gonna hate. People gonna be jealous, and it's mainly rooted from jealousy. They parents weren't able to do it, or
Oh shoot, my bad.
they seen someone else grow up. I wouldn't say not favored, but like privileged, and people are jealous of that. And the man had a heart attack.
Yeah, I forgot about
The child
that.
had a heart attack.
Yeah.
How you gonna continue to hate on somebody? They went 55th overall, and that's a miracle that he's even playing
Right. See, but they forget the fact that dude was still doing some work to get where he at.
Right.
He didn't just get there, for free.
Right.
He put in a lot of work over these years.
And here's the catch though. You put any of these clowns in the same situation, they would kill for somebody to have handed them down something based on who they are to that person.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really hypocrisy and it's envy. They wish that they had that, and so that they don't have it, they hate it. And it's like love. It's like hate is like what they say about hate is disguised love or some junk like that. It's one of them.
I know you're talking about. I forgot to say that.
It's one of them quotes.
Yeah, I know you're talking about that.
But it's crazy because like if anybody was in that same situation, they would be happy. But since it ain't them, they gotta hate on somebody else. And it happens to us, man. It happens with us. I have yet to see, white people get shamed for putting their kids on. These CEOs of these major companies have these sons and daughters that be on coke.
And when it come to them with us, it must be nice.
Yeah,
it's that.
Yeah,
it ain't no hate. It just it must be nice.
And I'm gonna let it. We always got to bring some our beliefs into it, our beliefs in God and stuff into it. We call ourselves a lot of Christians too. We call ourselves joint heirs with Christ, right? So we have access to the kingdom because we're heirs with Christ, right?
Right.
What is that?
Heirs.
That's nepotism. That is nepotism. And then that's nepotism as if you ain't never seen it before. Kings and queens, the next person in line is the son of the king. That's nepotism. It's always been like that. Now, given a democracy, it ain't like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, guys, I need some help.
But I think.
Hey, you doing fine, man. Help! Help me! No, but you're right, man. Like, it's our duty, like in the Bible, to set up things for our children.
Right.
Like that's like not only an honorable thing, but Christ, like, it's in the Bible for us to do that. David did it. All the kings did it. It's what
Even
we're called to do.
Yeah, even the regular man did it. You know,
Yeah.
their lands got passed down. You know, I mean, it's just what to do. But I think what we got to do in the culture when it comes,
bring that up, brother.
I think what we got to do in it, I say we have to get the youth to stop glorifying certain phrases, right? So I get it from the dirt,
Yeah,
at the grind from you kind of got to get those words of spirits. You know what I'm saying? And even though they might not know what it means, it still gets to them. And then plus, majority of them may be living a poverty-stricken type life. And so all of that turns to, I think I'm better than you because I'm surviving in my struggle versus somebody giving me a way out. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of a crazy thought. I think that's something we got to do to kind of get rid of that in the community.
You're right. And another instance of this, we all boxing fans, we talk about fights when they come
Right.
on Sundays and stuff like that. Devin Haney. I'm a Devin Haney fan for the record. Devin Haney gets the most hate in the world because they say his dad, Bill Haney, talks too much. There is so much hypocrisy that goes on in the fight world, boxing.
You say they don't like Devin because of Bill?
Yes. Now, what has Bill done? Bill took his son out of California, brought him to Vegas to be a fighter the right way, to make millions the right way. Now his son's one of the highest paid boxers, but everybody hates him because they say his dad, he should leave his dad. Why should he leave his dad? His dad has gotten him all the way here thus far. And he's still one of the biggest talked about people in boxing, whether good or bad. But he's making millions and with his team, and he's been cheated. He's been cheated this last fight, and this fight's been reversed, and now people are hating on Devin instead of the person that cheated him. The person that was caught, the person that was in the fight overweight, the person that got caught with performance enhancement drugs in his system, the person that said all types of racial slurs about black people. He said all N-words.
I have yet to see that video. You was telling me that.
It's a tweet. He said all N-words and Muslim. I'm not Muslim, but
You
still.
talking about Garcia?
Yes. He said all N-words and Muslims should die. And he said a whole bunch of more racist things. But he's the apple of people's eyes for some reason. But Devin, who's never said anything to that extent ever, he's hated by everybody, even black people. I don't understand that. Why do you think black people love to join people in hating black people?
That's pop culture, man. Wherever the masses go.
You think by you can beat them, join them, even if it's against your best interest?
Yeah, probably so. Most of the guys that in this case probably don't even watch boxing. They develop opinion because they seen a TikTok or something like that, So yeah, it's wherever the masses go sometimes, majority of the time.
Black people hate black people because they're stupid. Very ignorant.
That's the energy I'm on. Come on, say it again. Say it again.
Black people hate black people because they're stupid. They're idiotic. They're uneducated. They don't know any better. And they got a spirit in them that needs to be cast out.
Yeah.
And it's been going back probably for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
I think it's kind of in our blood almost sometimes. You got to fight it off. Even when we was in school, we played sports. Black people are over competitive. We shoot niggas over spades. We fight.
Yeah.
We fighting over dice.
You want to get a piece of this? You want to jump in? Come on down.
One of my homeboys, he's in prison right now over a dice game.
See? Big dumb rash decisions for temporary emotions.
Took somebody's life for a dice game. Just, you know. And it's not just us. It ain't just black people, you know. White people started it. They brought out all the hate. Slavery years was hard. They brought out all the hate, for sure. They made it worse, but, you know, when you working for the white man and one of them favoring the other, and they get a little more cornbread than the other, you know.
I'm glad you brought this up,
Right.
because this is a good segue to the next topic. The question is it important to continue talking about black issues, or does that only magnify the issue more? Because for some reason, when people bring up black issues, the next question is, well, what about blah, blah, blah? What about blah, blah, blah? It's always a deflection instead of a solution. So, what do you think?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Because at times it can seem kind of counterproductive with everybody being so opinionated and not as together. For every good solution, somebody come in with a counter argument, you know, and it's a gang of people that's following that, you know. So I don't know. That's a good question.
I think we gotta figure out if it's a people thing or personality or characteristic or even upbringing, you know, your past. Like, you have to figure that out first before you get on a race. Many people come from many different situations, and that causes them to act the way they act. You know, I was brought up, you know, the only child in the house, Christian family. You know, when I went to school and I saw niggas fighting, that scared me. I was like, I ain't never seen this before. I went to private school. What is going on? But yeah, it's.
Somebody brought up a point I seen.
Reese was one of them kids fighting.
He was one. Well, you got a black eye?
You see the other one.
Did it, Reese?
He's so crazy.
You should see the other one. That's what I'll say.
You playing that happen for real?
Shoot.
No, man. To your point about like how.
Wait a minute. Do everybody know Reese Boss?
He do more than butts.
This is what we talking
You
about.
seen that man lift
He's a boxer.
You seen that man lift his leg up to my head last week? Talking about, you think I could do it? I said, no. Man almost knocked me clean out.
Reese, you gotta tell the story when you get time about the dude that asked you about, do you think you can beat me up? And what would you do?
I think it'd be. I
The
don't.
bass player.
The bass player.
You said,
Yeah, we will say that for another time. Yeah, I got to tell that story.
that was so good.
Yeah,
I want to know the story now. I'm trying to see what the story about.
it'll be for another time. What was I saying?
See,
Go ahead. I done got
I'm sorry.
you were saying something about a path, figure out the path before you start the race or something like that. Did that ring
It's
a bell?
like dealing with how you was raised. I'm not saying this is a solution, but somebody made a good point. Well, something that I thought was a good point. They was talking about in the black community, a lot of times when somebody might be bullying you, you might be going through something at school. You come home, you might tell your brother or your mom, and they tell you to go hit them back, and they say a lot of times the person they telling you to go hit back or do something back to be the same people you look like. And that, you see what I'm saying? Instead of dealing with it in other ways, I go attack my culture, my people, and constantly dealing with that in the community. Always competing against somebody that look just like us. I think it can kind of go along with that. You know, kind of go along with what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. But we and I'm putting myself in y'all old behind circle too.
Oh, behind.
We grew up in a time where you fight somebody, but then y'all be cool after that. Like, I actually made a friend fighting them before.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it's like today they want to go straight to killing somebody. There's no reconciliation.
Oh, we dealing with the
reconciliation in that.
YN culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
Where we shoot first and don't say sorry later.
That's true. That is very true.
It's demonic, man. It's very demonic.
So I'm gonna switch gears for a second. This is a question that I like really been thinking of lately, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I still don't. If you ask me this question, you know what I'm gonna say.
What's that? I don't know.
But it's a really good question. It makes you really think. The question is, and I want you to answer this first. How do you know that God exists? Not the cliche thing that everybody say. How do you know?
You want me to be serious or you want me to be comical?
I'm serious. This is a serious question. We switching gears here. We going to serious mode.
It's many different factors, but I think the sculpture of our bodies is evidence enough to know that there is a God. Our organs, the anatomy of it, the way our body flows through blood. If we get shot, our body naturally heals itself. Who came up with that? Mother Nature?
Right.
Was that, was that the sun?
So if you didn't know anything about anatomy, how would you know?
You can't ask that question though.
No, you just scared to answer.
No. You can't ask. It's too much lesson in that to try to give an answer outside of your perception. I mean, what he just said is based off his perception. To ask him to give an answer out of that is gonna have to be he don't know, because he probably can't even fathom not knowing what he know.
I get it, and that's why I asked the question, because it's forcing you to think outside of what we're programmed to think all the time. So it's like if now you about to make me think of some dumb junk in it. If I learned in school that space is up, the sky, you keep going, you're gonna hit space, right? And then I go up there and I find out that, I'm not really gonna hit space if I go up there. Then I told you I was gonna come up with some dumb junk.
Yeah, because that'll be a change. That'll be a change of perspective, of perception.
But
at that
the
moment,
question is, like, how do you know beyond a shadow of a doubt? You know, like, not what somebody told you. How do you know?
And you don't want me to answer that question based off perception.
I mean, you could give your honest answer.
Experience.
You could give your honest answer. Yes, but it don't have to be.
But you're asking us to also give something that is not supposed to be cliche. What's cliche to you? What do you mean by that?
I mean, cliche.
Anatomy is not cliche.
Well, then I would have to agree with what he's saying.
See, man, y'all ruining my question.
No, now if you want to, now I have experiences that lead me to believe.
Now, would that be cliche?
Yes.
So you can't talk about experience.
Because see, this is layered. Okay, I got to find a better way to put this. Okay, so the experience is the cliche part, which is cool. Well, which is kind of where my mind was going with this. So the experience, because like you could say one day a car was going to hit me and it didn't hit me, and that was God protecting me. Might have just been the car missed. So beyond your experience, how do you know? That's where I'm going with this.
Beyond your experience. Where is beyond your experience going?
Hey, y'all Next question, man.
We dead?
It's trying to trigger. It's trying to trigger somebody.
But seriously, enough for my experience was, I know it's cliche, but my experience was when I saw people speaking in tongues when I was younger, I was like, that's stupid. Like y'all saying the same tongues that y'all said last year, last week, yesterday. Y'all saying the same tongues. But I was in a service and service was high. The Holy Ghost was there and you felt, that's another thing. Feeling the Holy Spirit is another evidence of God. Even if you're an unbeliever can feel the Holy Spirit in his presence. They don't know what it is, but you can also feel his presence. Anyway, I was in a service. Service was good. I don't even know why I was there. It was like a Monday, and the preacher said, lift up your hands, and the Holy Spirit is going to come upon everybody in this place. And when he said that, and he counted it down too, he did a 3, 2, 1. When I tell you everybody in the church was speaking in tongues, even myself, and I could not control it, I was speaking fluent, whatever I was speaking at a fast pace, like I was typing. And it was going on for about 10 minutes, my whole row. And I'm sitting up there talking fluently in another language, right? And I'm saying to myself, how am I doing this? That was my evidence. Because I would never picture my life speaking in tongues. He was so fake, But God, just like Saul, Paul, when he went blind, he didn't believe either. So you're gonna always have that experience.
No, Paul believed in God. He didn't believe in Jesus, right? Like he was a Jew.
He was a Jesus killer.
Right.
I mean,
He was a Christian, a persecutor of Christians. Yeah.
Right. So it's all. I don't think you can just not have an experience because that's normally how people get led to believe.
It's always an experience. He's stuck.
Like even Jesus.
Go ahead and say it.
No, like even Jesus' miracles. Like when he was going around walking, talking, and I know I'm so saved. We just talk about church a lot, but
He finna preach, eh?
even the miracles, like him turning water into wine, like the 2 fish, the 5 loaves of bread, Peter walking on water, all these things, cause people to be like, maybe it's something to what Jesus is saying,
Right. And then on top of that, something to remember is, the miracles was there, but the whole thing was the word. It was the acceptance of truth. You see what I'm saying? So even if you didn't look past that, even if you had to look past the experience, just to trap you a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. If you can read the word and you try the word and you find out that it's true, it works for you, that's enough. Ain't nothing else needed. That's the whole reason why he came. So you read the Bible. Is anything in the Bible a lie?
You talking to me or you rhetorical?
You.
No, I don't believe the Bible's a lie at all.
Well, I mean, and I'm guessing the people in the audience is believers too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people. So that's enough. Just acceptance of the word, even apart from just the miracle. Because You go ahead.
I think what you said is powerful. That was kind of my thing. I want to believe in God beyond the miracles. I want to know that God is real. If he never puts his hand in anything else, I want to know beyond a shadow of doubt that God is real. And that's really kind of where my intention was going on with this question. That's why I wanted to kind of get rid of the cliche or experiences per se, because everybody's gonna have something different, and there's gonna be somebody that come around and say, well, your experience was just this. Scientifically, if you just go and do this and then that, you can have that same experience again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's kind of the, can't stand this man. Well, that's where you just to trap you some more.
You so stupid.
All right, well, guys, that was a good conversation. Now it's time to trigger somebody. Donald Trump. I'm just playing. I'm just playing for now. I'm just playing for now, guys. Don't kill me, please. But no, I think this was good. Time has been well spent. I think
We gotta dive back into that too.
yeah, we gonna get more.
That's good.
This ain't the last of him you gonna see.
Yeah.
Cause we got some stories to tell, some real funny stories to tell. Just you wait. When we figure out this whole podcast environment a little bit better, I promise you. I promise you, there is so much better that's gonna come from this podcast. I can promise you that. So stay tuned, please, people. Stay tuned.
Toy blinking, y'all.
Y'all see going on. Well, this is white, but this white gold. But you know.
Boy, I can't even
shining.
see it.
Yeah, I'm shining. Zoom in to my jewelry. Zoom into my jewelry. Come get me.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be a minute.
3,
2. There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
You gotta walk close to the camera. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that gleam. Yeah,
Ow.
straight from Timu.
Yeah, baby.
Timu University.
Right, baby. Yeah. We Timu'd out. They better give me an endorsement too.
That ain't Timu for real.
But all right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning. Thank y'all for tuning into the show. Like and subscribe. Hit the subscribe icon.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, do all that junk and share.
Now.
Yeah, tell your friends all about it. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know. That ain't make no sense, but
What we said?
I don't know.
close us out, Reese. Close us out, Reese.
What?
I don't know. Pray.
Close us out.
Say something to the people we hate.
The host.
We gotta have y'all got a slogan for the end?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So we gotta do like you come up with something.
Listen,
At the end, we'll be like, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. But if the camera's still rolling, then
You practicing right now. We in practice mode.
But yeah, stay tuned. Love y'all. Have a good week. We're gonna see y'all next time. And you know what I'm saying? When they ask you something that you don't want to answer, just hit them with the
I don't know.